second day without coffee, and not as bad as yesterday, so I can feel improvement. Um, Still lower on the energy, even though I slept God knows how long, and woke up kind of naturally. This is gonna be probably more health report than anything. And then, yeah, so even given that, I do feel better, but there is that still the same sense of like, just my eyes are not exactly fully open. It's just shocking how addictive caffeine is, and these are proper cold turkey symptoms. It's just. Mm. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about responsibility and adulting, and how I think majority of us, when we use those two words, or when we think about, oh, that's adult thing to do, or that's not an adult thing to do, or that's responsible and that's irresponsible, right? We are, I think, and myself included up until recently, talking about an old paradigm, an old way of being, or rather an old way of qualifying what it means to be, responsible and adult. So the typical, the old that I'm referring to, sorry, is basically when we use those terms to criticize someone when they're not being an adult or being responsible, because when they're not adhering to, not following the rules, not following the societal rules. Now, not obviously including here some criminal activity or against the law, particularly certainly ever not, harming anyone, goodness me, never. So none of these are coming under what I'm talking about here. But just general, so like if you just keep refusing to go to Christmas gathering with your family because you really don't enjoy it. So that, to me, you taking action and acting from your truth, honoring yourself and being honest and looking, doing what's right for you, that's to me being responsible and being an adult. And it starts with yourself, which is just this example I gave is a great example of that. But typically or stereotypically, the backlash or the response would be that is actually not adulting, and that's not responsible, because the responsible thing is to do what the norm suggests, what what some consensus from some centuries ago has decided it's a decent behavior or right behavior. So to me, whoever is dishing out those judgments, if you like, or criticisms, is the immature one, or is the sort of, well, immature, I would also think that too, but more just wrong and unkind and just wrong in the sense of, and why I use the word unkind is because, those would be family, wouldn't they, most likely, and extension of those families, and they're meant to be people who love you, right? Who care for you. But no, you have stated that something you just chose to do, which is not to come to the gathering, is actually good for you, and it makes you happy. You love them, but it makes you happy to not go there, to stay at home and do your own thing. It really gives you such joy. So instead of someone who loves you, so that's a sign of someone really loving you, just going, of course, right? It's you decided you think it's right for you. Who else knows better than you? I'm so happy for you. That's a response. That's a kind, loving, right response. But we don't get, well, if you get this, obviously you're not watching this channel. I would imagine it wouldn't be of interest because you cracked all those codes. But if not, then you'd know what I mean, I would imagine. And that's the so you're accused of not, childish, how you're acting and reacting, or it's just not following, like I say, the rules or anything. That's not responsible. You're not, act like an adult or whatever. And so that is wrong. That you doing what I described, saying no to what because you don't want something, is you being responsible and you being a good grown up responsible adult. And that's it. That's all I have today sorry, and the energy for. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.